This is like my it girl routine for the mentally ill, or even not for the mentally ill. You could be totally stable and just be down in a rut, you know? Like I get it. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to or back to my channel. If you've never seen me before, hey, my name is Cora. If you have seen me before, then welcome back. Thanks for coming back for another video. Today's video is something I am personally very passionate about and I'm very excited to chat about, really. I am a huge advocate for mental health. And in general, it's something that I enjoy talking about because I think there is still a stigma surrounding mental illnesses and I like talking about it. My mental health will probably always fluctuate throughout my life and that's just kind of how it goes. I'm just here to ride it out and you know, see where it takes me. But I don't think I had that perspective 5 years ago. Something that I've realized as I've gotten older that, you know, recovery is not linear. There are some days where I don't want to get out of bed. I just don't. And then there are some days where I'm so excited because I am filming a video I'm really passionate about, or there's something I'm working on that I'm really excited to continue. And those are the little moments that I hold on to because those are the reminders to me that every emotion is temporary. You are not gonna feel like this for the rest of your life. I have been kind of, you know, struggling a little, I'll be honest. It's winter, that never helps. I was kind of getting down on myself because I would love to make a how to get out of a rut video. I felt such a pressure to be doing really well to be able to talk about it, but I didn't know how to. I was like, I'm in a rut. How am I gonna tell people how to get out of a rut if I don't even know what I'm doing? And then it kind of came to me that it was like, we can do this together. We can get out of a rut together. This is genuinely what I did a couple of days ago to get myself out of that funk. I hate the word funk. Like, I actually hate that word. It's just gross. It makes me uncomfortable. I do just want to preface this video off by saying that part of my treatment does involve taking medication. I take medication for MDD, major depressive disorder, as well as I have OCD and generalized anxiety. I use this in addition to therapy, so it's not an end-all be-all by any means, but it does help me significantly. So the first thing that I did was I got a small manageable chore out of the way. I think the important thing is to get up and get moving because an object that stays in motion, an object that is in motion stays in motion. So as long as you can get yourself up out of bed or the couch or whatever it is, like you're good. The first thing that I did was I went around my room because I was just feeling down because my space was kind of messy. So for me, I went around my room and I collected any obvious trash. And what I mean by obvious trash is like, I have some things that it's like, okay, I need to rehome them. They need to find somewhere else to go, but they're not quite trash. And then there's like wrappers, napkins, random shit like that that I can throw away with confidence that I'm not like throwing away something I might want later. I feel like it just makes things easy. It doesn't require a lot of brain work. I am someone that puts my cups all along. Imagine at the end of the week, I should just wash them, but sometimes it doesn't go that way. I moved those dishes out of my room. I didn't clean them yet. I just moved them out of my room so that they were out of my sight, so that I could clean them later when I was feeling a little more ambitious. And this made me feel accomplished on a minor scale, but it gave me that ambition to continue on. The second step is an infographic that really kind of changed the way that I analyze situations. If you feel like you hate everyone, eat something. If you feel like everyone hates you, get some sleep. And if you feel like you hate yourself, take a shower. It sounds kind of like cheesy, but it is so true. That little phrase just really, I just gotta turn my off for a second. And that put things into perspective for me. Sometimes we neglect our self-care habits when we're struggling, and that only feeds into the unhappiness that we already feel. The first step that I always abide by is make sure that you're taking your medications. If you are someone who is using medication and congruent with therapy, you need to take those because most of the time they have like a little bit of a lift in them, especially they'll give you a little, you know, a little energy, if you will. And sometimes that's what we need. Sometimes we need a little bit of a boost, if you know what I mean. So after getting that small step out of the way, I decided that I did need to take a shower. I did desperately need to wash my hair. I went and took a shower. It was nice to just feel clean. I would love to do like a personal hygiene video showing my everything routine, what I do to get myself ready for the week and the weekend, both physically and mentally. Then when I got out, I did self-tan. I just chose to do that because when I am looking pale and whatnot, I don't want to do my makeup because my foundation doesn't match. I don't have one that's white enough for how pale I get in the winter. I put on my Express tan and I was starting to feel a little bit better at this point. This is also a good time to make food if you need something to eat. I usually will meal prep at the beginning of the week so that I don't necessarily have to be like cooking throughout the week. In this particular day, I did feel like making some actual food. It helps tremendously, especially if you're feeling lethargic. It is important to fill yourself with energy because waking up and eating Oreos is not going to do it. And I say that because that is what I did a couple days ago. Was it delicious? Yes, it was very delicious. It was a great way to start the day until I had no energy, until I was literally so hungry. So anyways, I decided to make myself some food, and this is where like you're starting to take care of yourself. And I think that is something that I often lack when I am feeling depressed. A couple years ago, I had anxiety to the point where I was having panic attacks. I remember specifically getting ready to go to a party of people I knew pretty well at the time, like not like random people. And I was so anxious. I was trying to throw up. I was trying to somehow alleviate my stomach.
So I just got back from my COVID appointment. Kind of annoyed because it just did not go as smoothly as I hoped. I had a lot of issues along the way that I'm not really gonna get into. I think an important thing to mention is to take a break for your mental health.
And it was just this feeling of overwhelming anxiety in the pit of my stomach. If you know what that feels like, you know what I'm talking about. It didn't matter what anyone told me, like, oh my god, it's gonna be fine, don't worry about it, like, why are you anxious? None of that helps, because it's like, I don't know why I'm anxious. I don't know. Just the social interaction of it all. And I just want to say that it does get better. You might not feel like it in the moment, but every emotion is temporary and you are not gonna feel like that tomorrow. I think that is the one thing that I've been holding so close to me, is that everything is temporary. Even the good things are temporary, so you have to enjoy it. You have to enjoy the present moment. And that's something that's so hard to do when you're having anxiety and when you're feeling depressed. After I ate, then I was starting to kind of get into a better mood. I did actually organize a little bit of my room. I hung up a bunch of clothes that I needed to hang up. I had some laundry that I needed to do. I put that all away, and that made me feel so much more organized, and my environment was clean, and that was making me happy. I guess you have to figure out what makes you happy. For me, like a clean space with my candles going, that is like amazing to me. I'm currently working part-time right now, and a big thing for me is on those days where there's not a ton of structure, I need to create my own structure. Otherwise, I end up just going down, spiraling, and being unproductive and then feeling unproductive. One of the routines that I focus on is when I go grocery shopping. I always go to Trader Joe's. That's just my vibe. I love that place. I love the people there. They're so nice. It is a little bit anxiety provoking because why the fuck are those stores so crazy? Like, I swear to God, every time I go, it's like life or death. People are fighting in the applesauce aisle. It's insane. But I love going there, and that's part of my routine, getting myself ready for the week. I did force myself to go out and meal prep because there are some weeks where I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like going, I don't feel like shopping, I don't have money. We're just gonna like wing it with this week. And it generally doesn't set me up for success. And then I'm spending more money by eating out, and it's just not good. I went to Trader Joe's and I didn't even spend a ton of money. I think I generally will spend like 60 or 70 bucks. And some of that stuff accumulates as well. So sometimes it's not that much that I end up spending, but it's just good for me to get all of my shit for the week because I might hate it in the moment, but in the end, I will thank myself. At this point, I was feeling much better. I was feeling accomplished. I'd done some things. I had also kind of cleared my space a little bit. I hadn't done those dishes yet though, and I will come back to those. Something that generally will help me is when I'm doing tasks that I find undesirable, I will listen to a podcast or I'll watch a YouTube video. That really gets me, it distracts me from the fact that I'm doing something I don't want to do. I feel like if you can just get yourself up and start moving, you'll feel better. It's very tempting to lay in bed. I won't lie, I laid in bed till about 1 p.m. today. It was just one of those days. That's okay, it's okay to have days like that. But the important thing is that you can't let those days overtake you. They can't wear you, if you know what I mean. You have to wear the day. I don't know if that makes sense. This is also where I was prompted to do some laundry. This is optional. I really wanted to clean my sheets. It was definitely time to clean them, and I also just feel like I get better sleep when I'm in a nice and clean bed. Like, it's just the best feeling ever, especially if I took a shower and washed my hair. I did a little bit of laundry. I only did a load. I like nothing crazy. I wasn't over here like doing batches of laundry. It helped me feel like I was winning. Just that little sliver of like, okay, like, you've got this. Another thing that is really helpful for me is journaling. And I know journaling isn't everyone's favorite. I'm a pretty reflective person, so I really enjoy it. It really is a good thing for me. I do have my little book here, and you can go on Pinterest and look up journal prompts. I really like some of the journal entries they have on there because they're very simple, but they get me in a better mood. They get me ready for the day. So for example, this was one of the journalings I did in the morning. I put down my daily intention, my positive affirmations, how I want to feel today, what steps will I take to ensure that, and goals and manifestations. Under goals and manifestations, I wrote to take everything step by step. It's better to get something done, even if it's not your best, than do something to the fullest but wait to accomplish it. And you know, I was spitting facts. Back then. Just want to bring up, my camera did just fall, so the angle might switch, and I do apologize for that. Another important thing that I just want to stress is if you take medications every day, that should be like your priority. The days that I will sometimes forget, it's never good. Working part-time definitely has had its ups and downs. One thing that I learned so much from it is to add structure on the days that I'm not working. Sometimes you might end up sleeping till 1, like I did today. But if you're accomplishing things on the other day, it's okay to slip up here and there. When you keep promises that you make to yourself, it helps you trust yourself a little bit more. And I think that is kind of what gets you out of the rut sometimes. You know, I've done this before, I've gotten out of this before, why would this time be any different? And I would say the last thing that I try to be kind of aware of is socialize. I know sometimes with depression and especially with anxiety, you don't want to socialize with people. That might be kind of where your anxiety comes from. But my advice would be to take small steps. It could mean socializing with people you live with. It could be your parents. It could be your roommates, college roommates, whoever it is. If you are able to expose yourself a little bit more to them, or if you go to the gym, that's a great time to be around people but not necessarily have to socialize with them. Whether it means, you know, putting yourself in places where you might run into people to socialize with. It sounds stupid, but it really helps me. Those little moments are things that I really look forward to. I'm lucky enough to love the environment that I'm living in, but I know not everyone is that lucky. Lastly, I did just want to talk about therapy because therapy is so important to me. I don't see a lot of people, and it could just be what my feed has been curated to, but I don't see a lot of people talking about the importance of therapy. I will stand on this hill to the day I die. Therapy has truly changed my life, and I was someone who had some pretty bad experiences with therapists. That is a whole another video, and I don't want to like discourage you, but sometimes it does take finding the right person. I was about to give up on therapy. I had it. It was making my depression worse. I was so beyond over it, I can't even begin to describe. My mom was kind of like, okay, well, like, give this guy a try. I had only seen female therapists, so I was like, I don't want to see a guy. Like, they're not gonna get it. It's gonna be weird. My mom was like, just give it a try, and I was like, okay, fine. But if I don't like it, like, I'm actually done. Like, I'm done. I've had it, and I've seen him for the past 5 years. I think it's been 6 years at this point, and I can't begin to describe how helpful it has been to find someone that I actually enjoy speaking with. I think everyone is different. Everyone has a different, you know, preference. I was seeing an art therapist for a while, and that was cool because I love art. I love like drawing. I love all of that. And the problem I ran into was I felt like often we were doing more drawing than we were doing counseling, and that's fine, but I am in art class in school. I don't need a second art class. I just want to instill confidence in you that this is temporary. You're gonna be better. You're gonna get better. Things are gonna get better. As always, my DMs are open. I always love to chat with people and, you know, try to be that reassurance that I wish that I had when I was going through it. Those are the ways I genuinely got myself out of a rut. I'm gonna try to keep up with my little routines so that I don't fall into that place of discouragement again, but sometimes it's just one of those days. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you liked what you saw. Hopefully this was helpful at least to one person. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. I went to go get a lip liner and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is a lip liner. What lip liner is this long? What lip liner is this fucking long? Turns out it literally says eyeliner on it and my dumbass couldn't find that. It really does not really work.